From the world-famous Riverwalk in downtown San Antonio, Texas, it's America's Armed Forces River Parade. Presented by Budweiser, proud to serve those who serve. And sponsored by the San Antonio Convention and Visitors Bureau, deep in the heart. And by the Paseo del Rio Association.
Welcome, everybody, to the beautiful San Antonio Riverwalk and the third annual America's Armed Forces River Parade. It's so good to be back here once again to honor our nation's militaries and their families. I'm Hunter Ellis.
And I'm Cynthia Lee. The parade is produced by the Paseo del Rio Association, which is a not-for-profit that helps preserve and protect our world-famous Riverwalk. So let's get this started by first hearing from San Antonio's Mayor, Julian Castro.
Thank you very much. Greetings. I'm San Antonio Mayor Julian Castro. On behalf of the City of San Antonio and the Paseo del Rio Association, I want to welcome you to the third annual America's Armed Forces River Parade here on our beautiful San Antonio Riverwalk. This parade was established 3 years ago by the Paseo del Rio Association to honor the brave men and women in our United States military. We want to thank you for your service, for the sacrifices that you make, for defending our nation. For over 200 years, the military has played a critical role, of course, in our nation, but also here in San Antonio as the birthplace of military flight, and today the largest joint basing operation in the Department of Defense. We think there's no more appropriate place to celebrate America's military than right here in Military City, USA. So whether you're watching from a military installation halfway across the globe or from right here in San Antonio, Texas, sit back, relax, and enjoy with us this beautiful parade. Thank you.
All right, well, once again today we are honored to have with us Tops in Blue. They are known as the United States Air Force's Expeditionary Entertainers. It's one of the oldest and most widely traveled entertainment groups of its kind.
Yes, composed of 35 to 40 of the most talented vocalists, musicians, dancers, and technicians in today's Air Force. 2014 is the 60th anniversary of this elite unit, which has performed in 70 countries and for the troops in every major conflict, beginning with the Korean War.
And Cynthia and I just learned before this broadcast that when the Berlin Wall fell, they were the first people to be cleared by the State Department to travel over to those regions. So, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for our national anthem.
Dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets went glare of truce we heard, through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
There will be many moments during this broadcast when you will feel that little lump in your throat, that little swell of pride, and that was certainly one of
So
them.
who is ready for a parade? Huh?
Absolutely. It begins with the mission of a reconnaissance unit is to conduct amphibious reconnaissance, deep ground reconnaissance, surveillance, battle space shaping, and limited scale raids in support of the Marine Expeditionary Force, MEF, other Marine Air Ground Task Forces, or a joint force. We are talking about the amphibian raft that is now coming
That's
through the
right.
Army
These
Theater.
are our recon Marines. They are tasked with providing the commander of a larger force of Marines with information about his operational area. That area today is the Riverwalk. They are going to clear it to make sure it is safe for all those other floats to go. These are the guys you don't want to bump into in the middle of the night. But the good thing is, you never see them coming.
In the U.S.A. This is America. This is the land we love. Sweet liberty, land of the free, home of the brave.
We have a very special guest we would now like to introduce you to. He is the Grand Marshal of the River Parade, Dr. Granville C. Coggs. He is leading the parade this year. Dr. Coggs entered the U.S. Army Air Corps during World War II and joined the legendary Tuskegee Airmen, which is the first group of African-American aviators in the United States Armed Forces.
And this, of course, is the song Straighten Up and Fly Right, which is a special song for those airmen. Now, after the war, Dr. Coggs received degrees from the University of Nebraska and Harvard Medical School. He practiced in San Francisco for years, and he came here to San Antonio in 1975 and held many leadership roles in several San Antonio hospitals.
And if you aren't impressed by that, after his retirement 18 years ago, Dr. Coggs began running competitively, like running. He ultimately won 3 gold medals at the Texas Senior Games.
And riding with Dr. Coggs today are members of the San Antonio chapter of the Tuskegee Airmen. And you mentioned those medals he wore, but today he is wearing one of his most treasured items. It's a congressional medal awarded to him for his service as an airman.
We had a chance to visit with Dr. Coggs and ask him about his feeling on being this year's Grand Marshal.
It's unimaginable. Unimaginable. So I feel highly honored, and I feel that God has placed me in this position to represent so many Tuskegee Airmen who've already crossed over, that I'm still here to speak for them.
Welcome back to the 3rd Annual America's Armed Forces River Parade. You were looking at Joint Base San Antonio, Fort Sam Houston, one of the Army's oldest installations dating back to 1876.
And that, of course, is the quadrangle. It's the oldest structure on the base. It was originally a supply depot, and it's now home to the U.S. Army North. In 1975, Fort Sam Houston was designated as a National Historic Landmark.
Today, Fort Sam Houston's primary mission is as a medical training and support post. It is the largest healthcare training facility in the world.
All right, I hope everybody's ready, because guess what? Here comes our next float, and it's the U.S. Army. Our soldiers, they're riding on the float today is the 323rd Army Band. It's Fort Sam's own. They perform an average of 370 performances each year.
Incredible. Fort Sam Houston has been home to military bands since the late 1890s, including the 2nd Infantry Division Band and the 5th Army Band. Fort Sam's own is requested frequently for performances ranging from military ceremonies to holiday concerts. It has been an integral part of the musical education of children in the greater San Antonio area and South Texas, so let's listen.
Like Battle of the Bands with the Air Force and the Army right there. I liked it. A little competitive rivalry. All right, well, next up is float number 3. This is the U.S. Military Veterans Parade Association float. The United States Military Veterans Parade Association is a nonprofit organization established in 2000, and it's chartered to orchestrate San Antonio's Veteran Parade that's held each year in November.
On board, President Delia A. Guajardo and the 2014 Executive Board and former POWs Oscar Cortez, Jimmy Chavez, and Thomas Jimenez, as well as Phil Villarreal.
Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, wipe the floor. to the prairies, to the oceans, wide and full. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Gosh, Tops in Blue, incredible.
Yeah, they are
Fabulous
phenomenal.
performers.
Phenomenal.
Okay, a group that should be familiar to Hunter here, Mad Dog's British Pub. It's been entertaining Allied military in San Antonio and Hong Kong since 1986. So this year in August, Mad Dog's British Pub celebrates its 30th birthday.
I know, it's hard to believe, and I find that very fitting because that's where I celebrated my 30th birthday, in Hong Kong at Mad Dog's British Pub. It's a place well known to military service members who are ever through that area. These are guys that know how to have a good time, that is for sure.
And I'd be remiss without asking this, but what branch did you serve?
I was part of the U.S. Navy for 10 plus years, naval F-18 pilot. I was proud to serve.
Let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. Let the good times roll.
And of course, you don't have to go to Hong Kong to visit Mad Dogs. You can stop by the Riverwalk right here and visit the Mad Dogs here. But that original pub in Hong Kong, it opened up back in 1984.
That's right, Mad Dogs is just one of many great places to visit along the San Antonio Riverwalk. So we hope that next year, instead of watching the broadcast, come on down. Be
Yes.
with us here in San Antonio.
Join us live. You can always expect good weather this time of year.
Up next, we have Texas Military Family, sponsored by the San Antonio Convention and Visitors Bureau. The San Antonio Convention and Visitors Bureau is proud to celebrate the men and women of America's Armed Forces. Today, we have the special honor of having several military families from around Texas on this barge.
Yes, on board this float are Sergeant Christopher Medina. He's a military training instructor at Shepherd Air Force Base. Now, he's also married to Master Sergeant Bethany Medina, who just completed a 7-month deployment to Afghanistan as a deployed first sergeant. Also, there's Colby Jackson King. Now, Colby's in the Navy, and his family won a radio contest with her, what it means to our family to be in the military. Pretty cool.
And we have Colonel James Dodson. He's the commander of the 5th ROTC Brigade at Joint Base San Antonio, Fort Sam. And Sergeant First Class Christopher Lee is the operations sergeant for the brigade, which is responsible for 318 junior ROTC programs.
All right, we got a lot more floats to come, so stay tuned for more of the 3rd annual America's Armed Forces River Parade from San Antonio.
We are so glad you are joining us for America's Armed Forces River Parade in San Antonio, Texas. And you're just in time for the U.S. Marine Corps, along with Madison and the Funk Directives Band.
That's right. Here they come, the Devil Dogs. Since 1775, the Marine Corps has done 3 things: make Marines, win our nation's battles, and return quality citizens back to America. Now, Marine Corps Recruiting Station San Antonio's mission is to seek out and find the highest quality young men and women to take up that challenge to earn that title of United States Marine.
That's right. Each applicant must embrace the core values of honor, courage, and commitment. The Marines are not taking applications, only commitments, they say, and their philosophy is their ethos.
They say once a Marine, always Marine, Semper Fi.
Freedom and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title United States Marines.
And up next, no stranger to the water, SeaWorld San Antonio. Music by the King Pelican Band. They're grooving out, as you can hear. Now, this year, SeaWorld celebrates their 50th anniversary with new interactive experiences, even more close-up animal encounters, and the Surprise Squad, which treats guests with prizes and special experiences every single day.
SeaWorld San Antonio celebrates our nation's military every day with what they call the Waves of Honor program, which provides free single-day admission to SeaWorld and Busch Gardens for members of the U.S. Army Armed Forces and their families. It's incredible.
I know. This is a program that was started back in 2001, and the program has since then awarded more than 6 million theme park tickets to service members and their families. I mean, every service member and family member needs a little R&R, a little break. And any active duty, reserve, or National Guardsman representing any of our 5 service branches is entitled to free admission under this program. So come take a visit.
Aquatica SeaWorld's water park, by the way, Hunter, will introduce its newest addition, Roa's Aviary, a 13,000 square foot aviary containing about 300 birds. They're adding birds to the mix.
And it's a great place to cool off in the summertime down here.
All right, here we have the city of a Universal City, also known as the gateway to Randolph Air Force Base. Universal City is a dynamic community situated about 15 miles northeast of downtown San Antonio. And UC has come a long way since its inception in 1960 and has been recognized for its commitment to excellence and a forward-thinking approach to development and municipal services.
And riding on that float today is Colonel Richard Raymer. He's a World War II veteran who recently received France's highest decoration. Now, he flew transports in World War II. He hauled French, American, and other commandos from other countries into combat, as well as delivering supplies to those who were already there. Colonel Raymer was a veteran bomber pilot during the Korean conflict, and he flew a total of 53 night combat missions during the Korean War. So we salute him and his service.
Musical guests on the float, Ed and Mel.
And up next, we have entertainers for our nation's military. The U.S.A. San Antonio, they're sponsored by Lockheed Martin. And music today is provided by the U.S.A. Show Troupe. Now this float, like I said, is sponsored by Lockheed Martin Commercial Engine Solutions, which is formerly Kelly Aviation Center here in San Antonio. And it's Lockheed Martin's only jet engine shop.
For more than 50 years, U.S.A. San Antonio has served the troops and families living in and traveling through San Antonio. Currently, U.S.A. San Antonio supports troops and families at 2 area centers through programs and events at local bases. Now, did you ever have the U.S.O. perform while you were in the Navy?
Oh yes, they would come aboard the aircraft carriers. They go to bases overseas, and it was always a welcome sight because they bring entertainers with us and with them and take our minds off of what was going on over there. And riding on that float today is USO Advisory Council President Major General James A. Whitmore, U.S. Air Force, retired.
We have a packed Arneson River Theater full of every branch of the military, guests, people from out of state. So let's toss over to Jessica Headley. She's in the crowd. Jessica.
Right now, we are standing here with Nancy Hunt, the Executive Director of the Paseo del Rio Association, and boy, is it windy. Now, we've heard a lot about these great yellow ribbons, and I imagine with this being Military City, USA, you've had an outpouring of support.
It was just wonderful. Members of the community and actually people from all over the country, because you do everything online, so you could sponsor a yellow ribbon in honor or in memory of someone in your family or your friend or whatever that was been in the service. And so we had over 500 yellow ribbons to put up all over the Riverwalk, which is just such a wonderful reminder as you're down here on the Riverwalk saying, wow, this really is Military City, USA. Look at this. These are ribbons. So it's very fun.
Well, we appreciate all of your work, and hang tight. We will be right back after break.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 3rd Annual America's Armed Forces River Parade. We've seen a lot of great floats already today. I have to say, though, I'm a little biased to this next one.
Just a little bit. Considering you served in the Navy for, you said over 10 years,
That's right. These are my fellow shipmates from the United States Navy, and on board that float today playing are the Navy Band Cruisers. Now, a lot of people may not know the U.S. Navy has a strong presence here in Military City, USA. There are 11 Navy commands located across San Antonio, and that number is continuing to grow.
You You probably know this song very well.
Sung it many times, yeah.
Well, these 11 San Antonio Navy commands have anywhere from 7,500 to as many as 10,000 sailors assigned here annually, depending on Navy students' attendance. Now, on the float, the Navy Band Cruisers, which, as the U.S. Navy's premier contemporary entertainment ensemble, features 8 of the Navy's most dynamic performers.
Yes, so anybody who knows anything about the mission of the cruiser in the Navy, it's a very versatile ship. It performs a lot of missions out there. And so the band lives up to their namesake. They can play just about anything you want to hear, from adult contemporary to rock to jazz to blues to anything, you name it.
I was waiting for you to jump on that float.
They got it under control.
Okay, here we have Texas A&M San Antonio. Texas A&M University San Antonio is the fastest growing university in the distinguished Texas A&M University system for the 4th year in a row, serving about 4,500 students. Now, Texas A&M San Antonio was established in 2009 to fill an educational need in the city's historically underserved South Side.
Yeah, and Texas A&M San Antonio also ranks as one of the top universities across the nation to be military friendly, 4 years in a row, as a matter of fact. And next year, the university is going to open Patriots Casa. What that is a unique standalone building that will support student veterans, their families, and military personnel who are enrolled at that university. And it will also house a new counseling program for marriage and family counseling with a military emphasis. As we know, that being deployed puts a lot of strain on those families.
Absolutely. And riding on the float are student veterans and members of the military community, along with Dr. Brent Snow, Provost and VP for Academic Affairs, who is also a veteran of the U.S. Marine Corps.
Great to see all those flags waving in the crowd out here today. And next up is the Fiesta Military Ambassadors. They're sponsored today by the Original Mexican Restaurant, a hugely popular place here in town. Now, the Fiesta Military Ambassadors represent the military at San Antonio area community events, including nearly 150 activities associated with Fiesta.
Oh, and Fiesta is another great reason to visit San Antonio. Come here, do Fiesta, stay another month, and then, you know.
May never leave.
Yeah, that's true. And the Original Mexican Restaurant, what makes it even more popular than the fact that it has great food is it is open 24/7, 365 days a year.
So you'll never miss a meal.
That's right. I may have to go there after this. Okay, here we have Heroes, Training Heroes, float from the 37th Training Wing at Joint Base San Antonio Lackland on the San Antonio Convention and Visitors Bureau floats.
Yeah, they represent the largest training wing in the Air Force. It's dedicated to the training standard of excellence. And on board is the 37th Training Wing Command Chief Master Sergeant, Chief Lou Ori, and his wife Mona, along with a few of the wing's superstars, heroes, each and every one of them.
Also on board is Delvin Maston, who is a staff sergeant at Fort Sam Houston, a former college basketball and baseball star at Miles College in Birmingham, Alabama. He is currently a wounded warrior who has become a spearhead advocate for furthering adaptive sports opportunities in San Antonio. What a great way to lead into our next commercial break.
Exactly, America the Beautiful. So Don't go away, folks. We got a lot more parade to follow. Stay tuned. We'll see you in a minute. Welcome back to America's Armed Forces River Parade, everyone. You're looking here at Joint Base San Antonio Lackland. It's known as the gateway to the Air Force.
It is the first stop for everyone joining the Air Force, and every Friday the base celebrates with a basic military training graduation ceremony.
And this, of course, leads us right into our next float, the United States Air Force. Now, the U.S. Air Force mission is to fly, fight, and win in airspace and cyberspace. That's becoming increasingly more crucial these days. And Air Force Major Command, Air Education and Training Command is located right here in San Antonio. And in addition to flying and technical training, the command has a responsibility for medical training as well.
On the float is Colonel Nancy Dizelle, Vice Commander of the 39th Medical Wing at Wilford Hall Ambulatory Center, and her husband, Craig. Joining her are two AETC Outstanding Airmen of the Year, Staff Sergeant Eddie Glover and Airman First Class James Giannotti.
That's right, and two top recruiting students from the 344th Training Squadron also joined the group. On the float is the popular Top Flight Ensemble from the U.S. Air Force Band of the West, and this is a group that was recently deployed to Southwest Asia to support the military there.
We've seen a few wounded warriors already throughout this show, and one facility that is critical to their recovery, Warm Springs Rehabilitation Hospital, a subsidiary of Post-Acute Medical, and they salute and honor all branches of the military currently serving and veterans here and abroad.
And they have provided over 68 years of high-quality, dedicated, and outstanding health care to the community. Warm Springs operates 22 facilities in 5 states, including long-term acute care, inpatient, outpatient rehabilitation facilities. They have skilled nursing and assisted living brain injury care as well, which is very, very important.
Their musical guest on the float is Bare Bones, and Bear, by the way, is spelled B-E-X-A-R, since San Antonio is in Bexar County.
I love that, Bare Bones.
All right, here we have the Hispanic military spouses. I will attempt to say this in Spanish.
Okay.
Esposas militares hispanas.
Very good,
That's
muy
pretty
bueno.
close, pretty
Perfecto.
close. Yes, sponsored by Security Service Federal Credit Union. Music by Isis Rosario.
And Security Service Federal Credit Union was founded back in 1956 to help serve the financial needs of members of the U.S. Air Force Security Service Command and their families. And while they now serve members of all walks of life, serving the needs of military members remains their priority.
Hispanic Military Spouses, that group is a non-profit volunteer organization providing support and resources in Spanish to all military families, especially spouses, with language barriers.
There's a party in the U.S.A. There's a party in the U.S.A. My hands on the plane, my song, one by one way. Moving my hips like it, shaking my hips like it.
ISIS is rocking the house. And here comes our next float right here, University of the Incarnate Word Extended Academic Programs. Now, the University of the Incarnate Word's Extended Academic Program provides educational opportunities to military and adults who are seeking to earn an undergraduate or graduate degree.
UIW Online, by the way, offers special rates and discounts to active duty military, National Guard veterans, and military dependents. Riding on the float are UIW Cardinal mascot Red, cheerleader Jasmine Torres, and active duty and veteran UIW students.
And this is a program that was received national recognition each year for their exceptional educational services to active duty personnel and veterans as well. And they have awards for 2014 include Military Friendly School and Best for Vets Colleges. And they provide such a needed service for many of the military members who are trying to transition back into the civilian workforce.
And that's a great point, yes. All right, we have more to come of America's Armed Forces River Parade in just a moment.
Welcome back to the San Antonio Riverwalk and America's Armed Forces River Parade. Now, so far we've seen floats from the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, and the Marine Corps. So it's only fitting that our next float is the U.S. Coast Guard. They, of course, one of the 5 armed forces of the United States and the only military organization within the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Since 1790, the Coast Guard has safeguarded America's waterways, environment, and maritime interests around the world. Created by the merger of the Revenue Cutter Service and the Life Saving Service, the U.S. Coast Guard is simultaneously and at all times a military force and a federal law enforcement agency dedicated to safety, security, and stewardship missions.
Yeah, basically they save lives, they protect the environment, they defend the homeland, they do it all because they enforce federal laws on the high seas, the nation's coastal waters, and its inland waterways. I mean, they're very unique to the nation and the world.
They are true to their motto, Semper Paratus.
Which,
always ready. I was
you
gonna
got
say,
it, always ready.
And here we have Air Force Federal Credit Union. For more than 60 years, Air Force Federal Credit Union has had the pride and honor of serving the financial need of their members worldwide.
Yeah, they serve the diverse needs of over 40,000 members, and they've generously given back to the military community. The credit union continues to support the TRACK program, the Lackland Fisher House, and many other military organizations through financial support and educational classes as well.
Riding on the float are students of the Wounded Warrior TRACK program and include Bradley Hammond, Jose Moreno, and Venel Raymond.
The brave and the common people who are not ashamed to say, we still believe in God we trust. In the U.S.A., this is America. This is the land we love. Sweet liberty, land of the free, home of the brave. And when the day is through, give us the red, the white, and the blue.
I think I need one of those hats. What do you think?
This is our home. This is America.
Yes, it's so warm here right now, his hat just kind of, I love it. Well, Military City, USA, that's what a lot of people call San Antonio, so it should not come as a surprise that many of our institutions, our banks or credit unions, have some sort of military tie, including this next one, Broadway Bank, headquartered right here and founded in 1941 by military officer Colonel Charles E. Cheever Sr. and his wife Elizabeth Cheever.
And they're, of course, known throughout the San Antonio community and the surrounding areas for the Care Corps volunteer program, which enthusiastically lends a hand to change a life. And in 2013, listen to this, the Care Corps amassed more than 10,500 volunteer hours. So they're providing a vital resource. We should point out, the bank itself was founded by a military officer, Colonel Charles E. Cheever Sr.
Yes, I said that.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
You were too busy singing.
I was listening to the music.
You were
Tops and
listening
Blue
to
just
the
has me
music.
mesmerized.
Don't worry. Hey, I was doing the same thing when you were talking because let me tell you, Tops and Blue, phenomenal.
Now this next float coming up here, very special float. These are the Yellow Ribbon supporters. This is sponsored by the Paseo del Rio Association. Music on board today by Atlantis. And in conjunction with today's parade, the Paseo del Rio Association organized and promoted the Yellow Ribbon Project, which provided individuals and businesses the opportunity to sponsor Yellow Ribbon in memory of a loved one who had served or is currently serving in armed forces.
And if you've been watching this entire broadcast, then you probably heard Nancy Hunt, the executive director of the Paseo, talk about how there are more than 500 yellow ribbons right now adorning the San Antonio Riverwalk. And they were installed by members of military families living here in San Antonio. Now, many of those riding the float are Gold Star moms and dads who have lost a son or daughter in combat. Also on the float is U.S. Congressman Pete Gallego of the 23rd District of Texas and his 10-year-old son.
so great to see those yellow ribbons honoring people around the Riverwalk here. And we still have a lot more parade to go, so stay tuned. We'll be back right after the break.
Welcome back to a familiar sight here in San Antonio, the Alamo, located in the heart of downtown. It has existed under Six Flags of independent nations and served as a garrison for 5 different armies.
A lot of history there. I mean, the U.S. Army used the Alamo as a supply depot before moving over to Fort Sam Houston back in the 1870s. And of course, today, the Alamo, a legendary symbol of pride and inspiration all around.
Well, we have Randolph Brooks Federal Credit Union coming up now underneath Rosita's Bridge in the famous Arneson River Theater here on the Riverwalk in San Antonio. Randolph Brooks started in 1952 to provide financial services to military members and their families.
Yeah, they're saluting our military service members and the valiant veterans. And today, Randolph Brooks is celebrating women in uniform. These are women who fill roles as mother, daughter, sister, and wife, in addition to filling the vital needs of our armed forces. I mean, they do a lot.
And you know that from personal experience.
Well, that's true. My, my mom, we grew up in a military family as well, and my whole family served. And my mom always said a Navy wife is the toughest job in the Navy. My dad never argued with her.
He's a smart man. Musical guest on board, Harmony Jones. Coming up next is the St. Anthony Catholic High School. St. Anthony was founded in 1903 as a seminary by the Oblates of Mary Immaculate. St. Anthony Catholic High School challenges students to participate in the total program of the school in integration of academics, athletics, Christian services, community activities, and spirituality.
And listen to this, they have 100% graduation and college attendance rate. That is pretty impressive. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And probably something to do with that is all their students actually take college courses their junior and senior year at the University of the Incarnate Word. And the International Thespian Yellow Jacket Troupe, they're on board that float today. And these are students that have raised $2,000 for arts essay and several thousand pounds of food for charities and the homeless. These are high achievers out there.
You could say that. And as we mentioned, they are a thespian group, so they're doing a little bit of acting on board right now.
That is Mount Rushmore, and they are tourists taking pictures.
Well, you've heard us mention the Paseo del Rio Association a lot throughout this broadcast. Well, here they are with musical guest Lucas Jack, which is the official band of the Riverwalk. Now, the Paseo del Rio Association is proud to honor the men and women who serve our country through the production of this event.
And of course, the Paseo del Rio Association, they're a nonprofit membership association, and they're dedicated to promote, protect, and preserve the San Antonio Riverwalk. They do a lot down here to do that, and they accomplish this through the production of 24 annual events. That's impressive. And the publication of Rio Magazine, which is the official magazine of the Riverwalk.
The Paseo del Rio Association is represented by the 2014 Riverwalk Court, Queen Brandy Lopez, and King James Boone.
Nothing rocks the crowd like a little journey.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. She took the midnight train going anywhere.
to mention that the Lucas Jack, which is the official band of the Riverwalk, they weren't just handed this honor. They actually competed in a battle of the bands for that. And the Paseo names a new official band every year.
Now, we talked about earlier how we have such a diverse crowd here today to honor our nation's military. Well, Jessica Headley has found someone very special today. Jessica, we want to meet this man. Who is he?
Absolutely. We have a World War II veteran here, just one of the many veterans with us. Joe Gleaven has decided to sit down with us. Tell us, what does it mean to you to see a parade like this put together?
I moved to San Antonio a number of years ago, and what it means to me today is the appreciation we have for our military. That's what I like about this city.
Well, and to see all this effort go into a parade like this and see everybody brought together, what is so special about that for you?
Well, what it brings to me is our way of life. These people are out there defending our way of life so we can maintain this good old American way.
There you heard it from a fellow Marine. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much. Hunter, finish it off.
All right, thanks, Jessica. It's so great to hear from our nation's veterans like that. But stay tuned, we got a lot more coming up on the parades. It's America's Armed Forces River Parade, live from the San Antonio Riverwalk. We'll be back.
Welcome back. I cannot believe that we are to the end of the parade. We have one final float coming up, but we have enjoyed Tops in Blue.
Oh, of course. I mean, they just continue to amaze us. It's the second time I've been able to see them. The America's Expeditionary Entertainers, they've traveled all over the place. They're expected to go to 27, possibly 28 countries this year. And these are entertainers that are picked each year. So, I mean, they replace the team. They do have a couple veterans that come back. But, we're talking with a new group, and they're talented.
Hunter and I had the privilege of speaking with, I believe, one of the directors of Tops in Blue just before the broadcast, and he filled us in on information. That's why I'm just stunned and so impressed by this group, because he says they search worldwide.
Yeah, they leave here and they go to Korea and Japan, and they'll be over in North Africa. They'll be in Europe, in Romania. I mean, they're all over the place.
And not only that, they teach them etiquette. I mean, they have so many other courses that embody being a part of Tops in Blue. Just a great organization. Fantastic. All right, here they go. Let's end this wonderful parade. Operation Homefront and P. Quattro Designs, sponsored by Budweiser, Silver Eagle.
And music on board today by the Tough Change Band. Now, Silver Eagle is committed to supporting the armed forces, and as a large company in Military City, USA, of course, they support over 40 military organizations to give back to those who serve or have served and their families through scholarships, medical support, and memorials.
In 2014, they are providing two $5,000 scholarships to children of military men and women who have been killed or disabled in service to our country through the Folds of Honor Foundation. Now, riding on the float are Marine Lance Corporal Patrick Walker and Taylor Walker, who repeated their wedding vows in a very special ceremony on Armed Forces Day. Patrick and Taylor entered the Operation Tie the Knot contest, and through a public vote, they were selected as the winning couple. They got an entire package organized by Operation Homefront and P. Quattro Designs.
Oh, that's impressive. That's good to see them repeat those wedding vows. It's a fitting way to end our armed forces, our America's Armed Forces River Parade today. It's just, again, such a wonderful honor for us to be here. I'd like to do this each and every day because our nation's military does so much for us.
And if you are not able to join us every year, please at least say thank you to our military personnel. If you see them, even if it's at the grocery store, at the pharmacy, just go to them and say thank you.
They appreciate it. Well, thank you for joining us today. I'm Hunter Ellis.
And I'm Cynthia Lee.
We'll see you next year for the fourth annual parade.
America's Armed Forces River Parade was presented by Budweiser, proud to serve those who serve, and sponsored by the San Antonio Convention and Visitors Bureau, deep in the heart, and by the Paseo del Rio Association.